Okay, so next up, a very important thing in JavaScript is or are variables.
This video is brought to you by EpiPies Academy.
Okay, so now let's first get back to our script which was there in our file. So to do that, simply remove the alert over here, and then over here type in source, and let's call this script.js. Okay, and now inside our script.js, basically we have an alert. So let's remove this for now. And basically what we want to do is we want to declare a variable. Okay, so to do that we type in var, and then after that we give it a name. So let's call this my number, and this is 8. Okay, so in JavaScript you can or even cannot add a semicolon after each line, but it is just considered as good practice to add one. So let's do that. So currently we have got my number set up over here, and now all we have to do is we have to print out the value of my number. And to do that we are going to use a method in JavaScript called console.log. Okay, so let's type in console.log, and we have to console.log my number. Okay, so now once we save this, then let's save the index.html as well. And now let's go on to our browser and let's refresh everything. Okay, and now we have to see the console window where we can see the console.log output. And to do that, let's get into the view tab. Over here click on the developer options, and inside developer options click on JavaScript console. Okay, so now essentially you have JavaScript console open over here, and now what you can see is that we have 8 printed out. Okay, so that is basically our number. And now over here the 8 basically goes into the category of an integer. Okay, so now if you add in another variable called my second number, and let's call this 10, and now you can perform any simple mathematical operation which you want. So let's add my second number. Let's save this. Let's refresh this, and now we are seeing 18. So basically we are doing mathematical operations over here, and this is about the integer data type. So over here the variable which you are declaring are essentially integers because they can hold all values from positive to negative. You can even call this -8 and that won't be a problem at all. Okay, so you can see it is 2 over here. Okay, so on a Mac, for refreshing the Chrome page I am using command R. So if you just wonder how I do it without clicking over here, then essentially I am using command R. Okay, so now the second variable type which we want to study is strings, and these are also very much important when you are dealing in JavaScript. Okay, so over here let's add another string called var my name, and let's make this equal to my name. So it is Vinay Fadnis, and whenever you are declaring any script in JavaScript, any string in JavaScript, you have to basically add in double quotes. So let's add in double quotes over here and here. So now let's print out my name. So let's save this, let's refresh it, and now as you can see we have Vinay Fadnis printed over here. Okay, so now over here if you declare your numbers as a number but having double inverted commas after and before 8, so this is a string of 8. Okay, and then my second number is essentially a number again. Okay, so over here if we console.log, and let's say we convert this to a string as well, And now if we console.log my number and let's add in my second number, let's save it, let's refresh it, and now as you can see the output is 810. Okay, and this is happening because we are basically adding strings, and those numbers are not treated as mathematical numbers but instead are just treated as the character value which they hold. So 8 plus 10 is not 18 but instead it is 810. Okay, so particularly this is how I recommend that you basically keep this in your mind, that while declaring variables or declaring variable type, this particular the right hand side of the equal to side is very much important if you want to call it an integer or a string, and by doing that you can basically change the entire workflow of your program. Okay, so the next variable type which you want to study is an array. Okay, so let's create a new array. So let's call this numbers, and let's make this equal to, basically an array is initialized by having in square brackets and then you essentially end up putting in all of the numbers inside those square brackets. So let's add in 1, 5, let's say 6, 10, 12, 17. Okay, so right now we have initialized an array which basically has 5 objects inside of it. So let's save this again. This can be called as an integer array, but in JavaScript you have this freedom to add any sort of thing inside an array. So you can have an integer string mix type of array, which is really a good thing about JavaScript because it is very hard to do the same thing in other programming languages. Okay, so now over here let's first basically print out numbers. Let's save this, let's refresh, and currently we can see an array over here. Okay, so now let's try and add in strings and arrays or numbers together. So in the console.log, let's add in the required value, and then simply you do a plus over here and then you add in the variable which you want. So right now essentially what I am doing is I am adding in a string and an array. Okay, so let's save this, let's refresh it, and now as you can see we are getting in the required value and the array. So now arrays also have some inbuilt methods in JavaScript. So the first one is you can get a particular data onto a particular address location. Okay, so over here if you look at this particular array, then you essentially have 5 elements into it, but the addressing of each one of the elements starts from a 0. Okay, so the address of these particular elements is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's print the third element in the number section in the numbers array, which should be number 10. And to do that, to print the third element, we essentially have to pass in the value of number 2, because essentially it is 0, 1, 2, the second element. So let's save this. Then over here let's refresh our page again, and now as you can see we are getting the output as 10. So the required value is 10. And yes, that's pretty much it for basics of variables in JavaScript. There is also a new type of next variable which we are going to study is an object. You will definitely need a lot of objects when you are using TensorFlow.js, but currently this is enough for the basic part of JavaScript. In the next session, next lecture, we'll be focusing more on doing the conditioning part in JavaScript, but for now these basic data types is more than sufficient, and later on essentially you will be dealing only in the object variable type. So you will declare, let's say where TensorFlow equal to include TensorFlow.js, and that is how you get the entire TensorFlow.js module onto just one variable. And then while doing any new calculation, you simply write tf dot add tf dot multiply and tf dot scalar. So that is how you get the individual objects of the TensorFlow class by simply adding in one variable. Okay, so that's it for this particular lecture. Then if you have any doubts over here, then I recommend you go on the Q&A section, post in your question if it is not already there, and if it is there, then simply mark the answer as helpful.